Okay, I wasn't gonna go on here and say anything, but I've been watching the Nancy Grace crime stories with Nancy Grace since Nancy Guthrie was kidnapped 62 days ago. Now, I've been watching Nancy Grace since she was on HLN, and I know she's a no nonsense type of person who doesn't beat around the bush and who looks at a case from every single angle, whether she has to look at the family members being involved or not. So the fact that she refuses to believe that the kidnappers and the people that did this are Savannah Guthrie's own siblings, Cameron Guthrie and Annie Guthrie and Annie's husband Tommaso, really boggles my mind. She's a former prosecutor. I mean, she's covered cases like the Jodi Arias case, which I followed from beginning to end. So I understand that she's close with Savannah, and no one wants to believe that the siblings did this. But you really have to look at the siblings. I mean, all the evidence points to them. The biggest red flag in this whole case was the fact that Savannah revealed out of her own mouth that her sister Annie called the police before calling her. Who does that? If my loved one came missing, I would call everyone I know that they know and ask them, have you seen this person? Have you talked to this person? When's the last time you talked to this person? And if I get enough people to tell me no, then I'm going to call the police. But the fact that she called the police before even calling her own sister is highly suspicious. The fact that Cameron Guthrie told Savannah before anyone else figured it out that this was a kidnapping for ransom is highly suspicious. The siblings did this. The reason why no one has come forward with the $1.2 million reward is because if the siblings do, they will be exposed. The siblings did this, Nancy Grace, I'm talking to you. The siblings did this. You need to look at that. You need to understand that. You need to stop saying, oh, but they were cleared. It doesn't matter if they were cleared. They shouldn't have been cleared. The only ones that should have been cleared, Savannah and her immediate family, her husband and children. But Cameron and Annie and Tommaso should not have been cleared, and they were cleared by an incompetent idiot named Nanos. So you can't trust that source. Oh, they passed a polygraph. No, they beat a polygraph. There's a big difference. I have plenty of family members in the military who have told me that no matter what branch of the military you're in, no matter what your job is in the military, you are trained to beat a polygraph just in case you are ever captured by the enemy and they question you. So Cameron was a fighter pilot, for crying out loud. So I know he was trained to beat a polygraph, and he trained his sister and brother-in-law to do it as well. They beat a polygraph. They didn't pass one. Big difference. This is the last time I'm going to speak on this, but you need to get it together, Nancy, and you need to realize and consider that these siblings did this.